my keyboards out. I'm going to swap this. Whoops, what am I doing? I'm knocking down stuff. I'm going to swap my Yamaha. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you. I don't have a stabilizer for my iPad yet, so this is going to be, hope it's not going to be too bumpy. Whoops. Gotta do better than that. Tighten this up. Okay. There's my, I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put it down on the stand and just move around like this. This is my Phantom. Oh, thank God for the new big screen. I'm only using one. All of my other two workstations have 2 monitors. 3 monitors, my bad. Belay my last. And this is the Flagship Phantom over by the window. It needs to see a technician. I had some problems when logic wasn't ready and it kept wreaking havoc, and I kept plugging it in over and over again, and it messed up my keyboard. I need to see a technician. Roland was in contact with me. I did reach out to them. And but anyway, over here by the window, this is, I'm gonna have to change the name for this, because this is going to be, I'm going to move the Roland, since it's on a high. That's as low as that stand will go. See those cubby holes? I want to be able to get a little bit more to them cubby holes. And it has a little rack up under, a little shelf up under there. But this is on a lifter, and that's as low as that keyboard is going to go. It's nothing. It had a table on top of it. I took that off, so it's sitting directly on the lift. It doesn't go. I was going to chop the legs off some kind of way, but so I'm going to move that over to. It's going to swap it with my looper pedal rig. I have my looper pedal rig. My Yamaha CP88 has a looper pedal and the Donner low synthesizer. And this is on a stand I think this stand came with this keyboard. I think it came with this keyboard. I think it had, no, wait a minute. Yeah, this stand came with this keyboard. I had this, I must have had this stand the day of the fire. Not unless they gave me this when I got the Phantom. I think it might have came with the Phantom. Because I lost everything about 7 years ago. I had to start all over again. So I had to figure out what's original, what's 7 years old before the pandemic. Anyway, you see the camera. I have a camera down there for the looper pedal. I'm just going to slide that. See the little pads there? I'm going to slide this Yamaha CP88 looper pedal. It's going to be the hardware rig. My beginning of my hardware rig. I have 2 hardware rigs. I have a Donner synthesizer and a piano module for mobile. And there goes studio. Here says here 803. It's 803 here, but that's studio rock studio. I'd call them. I give everybody different names, but first let me get my smoothie all done here. Alrighty, okay. Got to get the smoothie ready. So a long shot over there in the kitchen here. And these monitors in the way. These monitors, everything moves. Let's see if I can move this out all the way out here. And you can see me in the kitchen. The back of your head. You know, that's where you used to get your hair done. It's a cultural thing. Women used to do their hair in the kitchen. And the back of your hair right here, the curls, where the hair curls up more so, was called the kitchen. So it's a little bit of ethnic history. And let's get this smoothie. I made a smoothie yesterday out of peas. I used canned peas. Actually, it was mixed vegetables. They had peas and corn. Peas, corn, and carrots. And I didn't get a lot of gas. I didn't get no gas. You know, vegetables sometimes give you gas. I didn't get no gas. TMI, I know. TMI, too much information. I know the microphone on my iPad, I will be getting a Go mixer soon, so that I can have my microphone remote. This doesn't have a head. Yes, it does. It has a headphone hole. I wonder if I can go direct. I wonder if I can plug this direct. Plug in a headphone direct, and well, I'll figure it out. I wonder if I can plug a microphone into the headphone jack and use that for input. But anyway, let's get this smoothie so I can move this stuff so I can. Things are getting together here, y'all. Things are starting to come together in this apartment studio. Things are coming together. My nose stopped running. I did drink a little bit of tea early, around 5 o'clock. About 4:30, I drank a little bit of tea, so I feel a little bit lightheaded. The bad part about it is I don't have any more honey or peanut butter. And I have to use brown sugar. So brown sugar gives you a rush, but then it drops you like a bad habit. So I have to be prepared. I think that's what that little bit of, I had some tea this morning that had some honey in it. That's probably why I feel kind of down like that. But I only have a couple of more days for the eagle fly. I can get some honey. Wait a minute. Was that a new month? Oh, that's right. I didn't get my money from my produce. My money from my produce didn't kick in. I have to wait till next year. I don't know. They kicked me to the curb. So many people signing up for assistance. They kicked me off. I was on there already. They kicked me off. I hear the kids are back in school, I think. I can hear them going. The dog out there be barking every morning. Yeah, the kids are back in school. And around here, well, I ain't gonna say nothing bad. My mama said if you can't say nothing good about somebody, don't say nothing at all. So nothing at all. Yeah, I'm feeling. You know what? I'm going to make sure I'm going to conserve. I might have to eat my spaghetti early. I'm feeling. Oh, I know what it was. That was that. I drank some tea earlier, and it had some medicine in it, and I'm feeling that. But I'm gonna cook me some rice today. I cooked some spaghetti yesterday. You know, somebody was on my comments, said that you know, I put my food up, and the guy said it looks like vomit. And but the thing about it is, and I removed them. I don't know how if I blocked them, but I removed them. But the thing about it is, he viewed my channel, so YouTube, he did me a favor. He was trying to be funny. But when he came on and viewed my channel, that was one more viewer that YouTube counts. And I removed them. I wanted to look and see if I can block them. But if anybody gives me really, really negative, stupid stuff like that, they just gonna get blocked and removed. Some guy they were saying something about I was talking while I was recording. I was saying stupid stuff. Well, that's everybody's opinion. I told the guy said at the end, he said, I hope this helps you. So I guess it was constructive criticism. Let's cook some rice. Brown rice. This is brown rice. I'm not going to show you what, but it even looks brown. A brown rice takes longer to cook. What I do, I just boil my water. When the water boils, I dump it in. And then that's a little bit more than half a bag. Then I put the lid on it and I turn the fire down. And when it starts boiling again, as soon as it starts boiling, I let it boil for like a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and I turn the fire off, the heat off, and I take it off the stove and let it cook. And then I dump it out and strain it, and then I put it on steam. I put it in the, let me show you something. After it boils, for a little bit, you don't boil it until it gets cooked. You just boil it enough for it to get a little bit tender. Then you dump it out in a steamer. Dump it out, rinse it. Rinse the starch off. Some people like the starch. You know, when you leave the starch on, you can make like sushi. You know, that rice on sushi that sticks together. And I remember my brother was going to a Chinese restaurant years ago. And they kept giving him the sticky rice, the rice that was stuck together. Come to find out, they liked him because that was the rice that they ate. The flaky rice that doesn't stick together, that's Americanized, with all the starch off of it. Americanized. I'm going to put this under here so it'll be ready when it starts to boil. And I filter it. And then you can rinse the starch. I rinse the starch off myself. Anyway, we have regular milk. I don't usually drink regular milk, but if it's free, I get it. I stopped drinking milk for like maybe about 20 years, more than that, because I got my father to start drinking silk, soy or almond milk. The milk from a cow builds mucus. If you drink it, if you've been drinking milk your whole life, you wake up in the morning, you got a bunch of cold. That's from the milk is one of the reasons. Dairy product, milk, dairy products, milk, ice cream. If you get ice cream, you need to get, well, I'm not going to do the health thing. That's Malagify. Malagify is my doctor. Dr. Malagify not here yet. Just the records to the you're live on your live, brother. I'm enjoying this. Okay, thank you. He says he's enjoying me. Rock Studio. And soon I'm going to be getting a, you know what? I want to cook these lentils. Lentils have a lot of flavor to them. You don't need to spice them up. Like I said, I'm going to have to, I don't have any honey. This will be, you know what, this is going to be maybe today and tomorrow. My last 2 days on brown sugar. After that, today and tomorrow. I'm not going to do any more brown sugar for at least a month. Get it out of my system. But I don't have anything else but as long as I don't have no choice. I don't want my smoothie to be all vegetated. Get a little sweetness up in there, you know what I'm saying? And since it's vegetables in my smoothie, salt brings out the seasoning. This is Goyo. I don't use white salt. I don't use white salt neither. Use it you can use white salt to gargle with, rinse your mouth out. You can brush your teeth with it. Okay. Let's see what else we can put in. I don't have anything. I didn't go. The food lady wanted me to go to the food pantry yesterday, but I got a lot done here yesterday. And the time that I was supposed to get there at 10 o'clock, and they would have gave me the groceries at 12. I would have been on my way back by around 1:30. But I looked at the clock yesterday around 1:30. I did get a lot done in here. Got a lot done right. It's starting to get tighter and tighter. I'm gonna look and see how much stuff I can throw away too. I need to go through my knickknacks. I need to go through the little things sitting on the shelves. I want my shelves to be empty. All of my tabletops and shelves and everything, I want them to be empty and start afresh. I don't need a bunch of. I'm gonna keep my knickknacks up here. If I have any knickknacks, it's gonna go up here on this little shelf here. Have some New Testaments. This is for Christmas, part of my Christmas decoration, a little cottage. And I have an egg, nothing's in there. And my tea, a vase for flowers. I have, look, somebody left this up on a promenade when the 4th of July, Roman candle. It's good too. It's got a green stem, Roman candle. Junk here I might. Now before the pandemic, before the world, really about 15 years before the pandemic, about just before, I say about 5 or 10 years before Obama got in there, everybody had a lot of change. Everybody was carrying around change. Before, just about the time that Obama was getting ready to get in there, when Obama popped up on the scene, people started using more Venmo and Cash App. Less change started circulating. Now the penny, they got rid of the penny. So pennies, if you have any copper pennies, save your copper pennies. They are going to be collectibles. Not the pennies, not the, if you scrape it, you can tell if it's a copper penny or not. I remember when they started making pennies out of lead. I think it's lead or aluminum or something. Anyway, I smell my rice. Not boiling yet. I don't put the lid on it. As soon as it stops, as soon as it gets into a boil, as soon as the rice gets into a boil, I dump it out and rinse it, and then I steam it the rest of it. Well, let's get this smoothie so we can get this table, get these keyboards swapped out. I need to start practicing my saxophone early in the morning instead of going online and fixing my cameras. That takes all day. Sounds like my air conditioning cut on. I need to turn it down some. Oh, it's on heat. Accidentally have it on heat. No wonder it's so hot in here. I accidentally turned the heat on. I don't know how I did that. I accidentally turned the heat on. Wonder why. I don't need that. I accidentally had the heat on, y'all. It's starting to get hot in here too. My NutriBullet burnt out, so I'm going to buy another one. I can. I'm on a shoestring budget, so I got to go back in the Subway and make some money, man. Oh! Can't open that up. I wanted to peek in. I wanted to open it up and peek inside. But it's full to the top. I gotta pour some out. Made a mess. It's a dishcloth. You're young, you probably don't know. People don't use dishcloths anymore. They use sponges. But when I was coming up, you used a dishcloth, or they call it a dish rag, to wipe down the counters and everything. I was coming up, I never rinsed mine out. Everybody in my family was rinsing it. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get my hands wet. I didn't want to get my hands dirty. Spoiled. I was spoiled. Second to the last. I was a baby. I was the baby until my baby sister. So I was second to the last. So I got spoiled a little bit. Yeah, I think that NutriBullet is going to be a must-have. Where's mine? Oh, here. Looking for the big mug. Pour some out so I can get a good blend going first. Smell them peas. Give you a little history. I'm born and raised in Washington, D.C. I come from a musical family. My father was raised by his stepfather and his father. One of them was a Buffalo soldier, and the other one went to Tuskegee and worked his way through Tuskegee, ended up sitting in the classroom of William C. Handy. W.C. Handy, the father of the blues. He actually, my stepfather or my father, I get them mixed up, had an opportunity to substitute for W.C. Handy at Tuskegee. And one of them was a Buffalo soldier. I think maybe both of them might have been a Buffalo soldier. One went to Tuskegee. I think maybe both. I need to ask my brother. And my mother had a musical, everybody had music in their lineage. My mother was the Sunday school teacher for the church that I went to. When they marched into that church, they transferred from one church to the other. I was 2 years old when they marched into St. Paul Christian Community Church. Back then, the churches were supportive. It was community. You know, you got to look up the word community. But and my mother was the choir director for St. Paul. That was my first church. I went back there for about 8 years. I went back there when I was in school. I think I was in my 50s, so let's see, that was been about 25 years ago. I went back there. My sister was an opera prodigy as a child. She married one of the soul searchers, one of the original soul searchers, Lloyd Pinchback. And one of the original soul searchers, saxophone player, and he played flute and saxophone. He wrote Ashley's Roach Clip. Wrote a few songs. Oh, he did make Downbeat magazine. I remember when Lloyd Pinchback, my brother-in-law, made Downbeat magazine. He told my father, he said, "I finally made Downbeat magazine." That was a big thing back then to be in Downbeat. Yeah, I can open it up now. Yeah. Usually I would put something in there. I can put some bread in there to add a little bit of. I'm gonna put the heels. I'm gonna put the heels of the bread in there. Add a little bit of substance to it. Add a little thickness. Wheat bread. Usually if I have anything sweet, oh, I got sweet potatoes. Add some sweet potatoes. I could put a little bit of sweet potato in there. I hope I ain't grossing nobody out. Too much information, huh? Information overload. Life, brother, I'm enjoying this. A friend, pandemic. Talking about the pandemic. Save the choppings you needed for data center. Save the copper. Save the copper. They need it for the data center. So I take the. If I had I go to the scrap yard actually. I go to the scrap yard, and I salvage my scrap. You know, metal. I learned that from a guy I call a salvage man. He said they need to save the scraps, the copper. I'm gonna put a sweet potato in here. So I think I put too much bread in there. I smell my rice. I smell the rice, and the rice is boiling just a little bit. Oh, the brown rice takes longer to cook. Right? Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off the fire, off the heat, let it set for a minute, and then I'm going to rinse it. But I'm going to put this sweet potato in here. If I had thought about that, I wouldn't put that much bread in there. That's enough. I'm not going to put too much more. This blender is not like the NutriBullet. The NutriBullet, you can put peanuts in there. I want to make some more garlic. I want to make some more garlic bread for my pizza. Add some mint, a little bit of leftover garlic. I want to make some garlic bread for my pizza. I like that. Yeah, that NutriBullet, man, is really. Uh-oh, sound like road rage. Get a little road rage outside. Let me go be nosy by the window. Little road, let me see. There used to be a lot of traffic out here in the morning. A lot of people got laid off. Yeah, this traffic used to be backed up right here. Going home is backed up. Heard somebody out. I thought it was road rage. I'm a nosy old man. I'll be all out the window. Remember to guard your privacy. Oh, that's save the copper. They need it at the data centers. So save the copper. LOL. Ah ha ha. Ha ha ha. LOL. I'm laughing out loud. Ha ha ha. Ah. I save my jars. I got a lot of these jars. Whenever I get a jar or something, I rinse it out and I put it in the dishwasher. Now I have a whole bunch of glass containers. I need to get some more of these Tupperware. I have a bunch of these. I'll put my food in. Wish I could find one with a glass top. Because you gotta, you can't put it, the hot food, you gotta let it cool off before you put the top on. Any people that buy food from restaurants and they put it in that styrofoam, you're eating styrofoam. Put it in the soup in a plastic container, you're eating plastic. You see The Simpsons? The Simpsons has been predicting the future, and they were talking about the waste and all the people on The Simpsons turned to plastic. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. I'm going to go ahead and dump the rice now. Dump the rice. And I like to rinse the rice with filtered water. But if I run out of filtered water, I use the regular Marionberry's water. And this rinses the starch. Right? Fill up my. I have a bunch of filters. I use this for a water filter. Let me show you something. I have two water filters under here. Two of these. And I boil my water, then I put it in the window. And then I run it through that filter down there. And then, when those get full, I bring it in to this big filter. This one's almost empty. I put it in here. Let me show you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a quick day. When I move these keyboards, that's going to be practically it for me today. Now, here's my filter here. I drained it in here. Yeah, I'm feeling because I drank a little bit of smoothie. I drank some tea early this morning, and it had some cannabis in it. So I'm feeling a little bit of that. I think it had some gummy in it, too. So that's kind of making me feel a little like this, you know. I'm feeling a little like this, if you know what I mean. Most people don't. You got to be a cannabinoid. You have to be used to know what I'm talking about. It's right. I feel relaxed a little bit. It's a smoothie. It's a big one. I listen to that same dog every morning out there. He's not trained. People don't even train it. Some people don't train their dogs. There's a lot of dogs around here. There's a lot of people that walk their dogs to death. They let the dog run up to people This dog ran up to the wrong dog on the 4th of July. I was out to talk to my buddy, and this family came past with their dog, a little cute little dog, but they wasn't watching him. And he got too close to the other dog. The other dog, he grabbed the dog's muzzle and would not let go. I didn't know that you cut off the air. You put the dog in a lock, or you hold your up under, you cut the air off, and the dog will open up his mouth. It took us forever to get that dog off of there. And I think they wanted to sue him. It was so funny that the guy whose dog, it was a white couple, it was black and white. One guy was black, had a dog that bit the other dog, and the white couple, a white family, the dog got bit. When the police came, they called the ambulance. It waited on the white couple. The black guy had to bandage up his own self. They didn't even give him a Band-Aid. They were gone when the guy asked where the ambulance. I said, they're gone. And the police wouldn't take a report from the black guy. They finally did after 2 hours. They wouldn't take my report, and he didn't write down anything. But I know what happened. The guy knew that they was going to try to take his dog. And anyway, I'm not going to say because it might paper trail back. But I don't think they're going to be able to find that dude. I'll say that much. But the part about it is they had cameras right there too, so they could see if the dog was too close or not, if they was watching their dog. But it was so funny that they didn't want to take the black guy's report. The ambulance didn't wait on the black guy. I had to come up and give him some Band-Aids for his hand. They didn't want to take my report. They didn't write down anything I said. So anyway, good luck trying to find that guy with the dog. LOL. I know what happened, but I ain't telling you. I know something I won't tell. But that was so funny that I witnessed that discrimination. I mean, the cop didn't even want to talk to me. He didn't want to talk. He kept asking me, can I help you? What you need? Can you move back? I said, I'm a witness. The guy didn't want to talk to me at all. It was so funny. He didn't want to he didn't want to take the report for the black guy. Anyway, like I said, the guy, I'm pretty sure, you know how they say, get out of town by sundown? They got to look me up on my social media. I was a witness, actually, to what happened. But I know what happened. I ain't telling you. They're not gonna find that. They're not gonna find that dog. But it was so funny that, and matter of fact, the officer in charge, they waited. It was very racial. There was a black cop, an Asian cop, and a white cop. I think the white cop was the newest one on the force, and he was in charge. He didn't have the papers. He had to leave the scene and go back to the station to get some papers for him to fill out. The Asian cop, he was so much trying to make sure he pleased the system. That's why he didn't talk to me or the other black guy. It's just that I guess he knew that what he had to do in order to get a promotion. You know, you got to do what you got to do when you're working for the slave catchers. You know, the police were originally slave catchers. And they practically haven't changed their the way they do things. Well, that's another thing. I'm not going to keep talking about that. But it's reality. It's reality. The way life is in America, it's all over the world. It's the way the world is. That's the way it is. Bruce Hornsby. I think Tupac did that over again too. That's the way it is. Shouldn't be that way, but that's the way it is. We're actually watching the demise of the United States. We're watching the country go down. I remember the Black Panthers and the Muslims and the hippies. They told us back in the '60s. They said they sold this country out. Back in the '60s, they were talking about that. They sold this country out, man. Now you're starting to see all the people that thought that the United States was for them, that they were going to have their back. Now you see they don't care nothing about nobody. I don't want to talk too much about politics or racism or something like that. That's why I don't get a lot of views. I don't get a lot of shorts. My shorts don't. I don't get a lot of shorts because somebody told me, he said, "Why you do that? So why you talk about it?" I'm going to be true to myself. Even it cuts down when you talk like this on YouTube. It cuts down on your the algorithm. It turns the algorithm. Okay, now I can boil my rice. I can steam it now. I rinsed it. I can turn the fire up and let this steam. Brown rice takes a longer time to cook. And I have my smoothie here. Put that all kinds of stuff in here. This is thick. But I put a lot of I put some brown sugar in it. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna move this I'm gonna move my I gotta move everything. Hold on. I gotta do like this. I gotta make a pathway. Make a path. Gotta clear a path. So I can slide. Okay, I'm going to swap my big Phantom. I'm going to slide it over here. Then I'm going to move my Yamaha CP88. I'm going to slide that. And make sure I got my little cushions, my little sliding cushions. I cut these piece of material, put it up under the legs. That way to slide easy. And I think I'm starting to dehydrate. I need to drink some water. Ooh, I'm gonna make this a part 2, all right? Because I'm getting low. I drank some this morning. I drank some tea early this morning, 5 o'clock, and then it must have had a gummy in it because I'm kind of like, I feel like a gummy. So peace and love, peace and hair grease, peace and roast beef. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Let me show you what I'm going to show you. And I'm going to snap my fingers and it's going to be done when I come back. Let me take this off so y'all can see. Take it off the stand. I'm going to get a iPad stabilizer.